still wanna be. I see you denying when I know that I made it clear. I want you to know that I'll be close through the darkest when the sky is getting bright. I'll hold you and never let you go when you're falling. I'll be closer. I want you to know that I'll be close through the darkest when the sky is getting bright. I'll hold you and never let you go when you're falling. I'll be closer. I'll be closer. I want you to know that I'll be close through the darkest when the sky is getting bright. I'll hold you and never let you go when you're falling. I'll be closer. I want you to know that I'll be close through the darkest when the sky is getting bright. I'll hold you and never let you go when you're falling. I'll be closer.
Sometimes you feel weak. The fear you carry inside wakes you up. The overplaying pattern of memory hides your true face. Take your own method, looking for the one who's trying to be perfect, yeah. You will try to match it, don't be sad if you don't make it. You hope for wonders, living life means making blunders. It can make you shatter, you will try to fight the thunder. Trust me no matter what happens, because I will stay by your side in your heart. Whatever happens, remember that you can do anything you want. You can do anything you want. Follow the light if you're not sure. Listen to your gut. The right path will come when the time own method, looking for the one who's trying to be perfect, yeah. You will try to match it, don't be sad if you don't make it. You hope for one last, living life means making blunders. It can make you shatter, you will try to fight the thunder. Trust me no matter what happens, because I will stay by your side in your heart. Whatever happens, remember that you can do anything you want. You can do anything you want.
Hello?
Hello.
How are you doing, Jubilee?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm sleepy.
Why are you sleepy? It's only...
I'm always sleepy.
Oh. Well, then it's not really like you can say that you're in a different state at this moment of
No.
sleepiness.
I'm in the same state I always am in, which is sleepy.
Ah. Well, don't be completely sleepy, because then we won't be able to get through this story, whatever. I don't even know. What are we doing?
Did you see what Harmony wrote in chat?
No? I'm not... I can't get to chat. Let me get to chat. I can't get to chat.
Well, so first of all, the game we're playing today is called Of the Devil.
Oh, okay.
And
I think I knew that, though.
okay. And it features some pretty ladies, I guess, on the thumbnail.
Uh-huh.
And we are a defense attorney or something like that. This is a story.
Okay.
Why do you sound more and more worried?
I'm starting to wonder what am I getting myself into.
Yeah. Welcome in, Chakar. Oh, Chakar
Hey,
got a streak of
Chakar.
3. Nice. Only 6 more to go to challenge Rachel's record of 9. So Harmony said, hang on, I guess I'll just read. Or do you have it open?
Yes,
Are you gonna
I
read
see
it?
actually. Yeah.
Okay.
It pulled up.
Go ahead.
It said, "Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. It's February 24th, the day 1803, when the Supreme Court established judicial
only
review
6
in
more.
Marbury versus Madison. Just like that landmark case, we're here to help Jubilee uphold some serious innocence today. Get ready for some devilish fun. But remember, it's all about the power of presumption. Let's have a blast." And then you said, what happened in the Marbury versus Madison Supreme Court case? And it says, Marbury versus Madison was a landmark Supreme Court case from 1803, establishing the principle of judicial review, which has allowed the Supreme Court to invalidate laws that are deemed unconstitutional. The case arose when William Marbury sued Secretary of State James Madison for failing to deliver his commission as a justice of the peace. But the court ultimately ruled that it could not compel Madison to act, as the provision of the Judiciary Act enabling Marbury to sue was itself unconstitutional. Well, this is perfect timing, isn't it?
Yeah. What a great coincidence, right?
Ah, yeah. Great coincidence.
Why are you sighing as if in despair?
Because I feel like we're getting ready to get political, and I don't want to get political today.
We're gonna... I mean, maybe the devil's involved. We're gonna defend someone against the devil, or defend the devil against someone, or something. I don't...
That sounds like a plan.
we're not gonna talk about any contemporary events, I'm guessing, but who knows? Who knows
I'd
where
rather
this game
not.
goes, right?
Right, that's true.
Are you able to see the screen?
Nope.
No?
No.
Well, can you like check your Discord or something and then...
Nope, I still don't see it. It's such a shame. Just kidding, I can see it. Of course I can see it. It says of the devil, and then it says play.
Alright, perfect. So let's play.
Okay. Let's. Now I'm worried.
I think this is actually a recommendation from Kiwi-tastic streamer.
Uh-huh. He would.
What do you mean he would? It was... I don't know that there's a pattern yet among like the only pattern among his recommendations are like games where you find lost phones.
Well, they're kind of controversial too, like the edge of topics, like the edgy topics that people don't really want to talk about, but let's play a game about it and
I
talk
guess.
about it. It looks like it's stuck. I guess we're not going to be able to play it.
Yeah, I guess
There
not.
it goes. This is the work of fiction.
Any resemblance to contemporary topics is strictly coincidental.
Just strictly. Yeah. Kiwi.
There's some music on. I guess it's okay. Maybe. Hang on. Oh wow, that's very loud. Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Like around here.
Yeah.
Oh look, it involves a phone, so actually it does follow Kiwi's
Oh.
pattern.
And then on the texting, or the speed of the text, can you speed that up?
Well, maybe it's okay. Who knows? Is that text reveal speed or text auto wait?
Reveal speed.
But maybe it's okay.
Like,
Who
make it
knows, right?
super fast.
Maybe it's fine. We don't know yet.
Okay, true. Oh. Episode 0, buy episode 1, and wish list episode 2.
Yeah. Looks like there's a neon light effect.
I'm eating stuff while I'm doing this.
All right.
So if I have to like read,
You might have to read or chromatic aberration.
Okay. Yeah. It's very, very much chromatic. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street, and a slight blending of the night's ambience. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, and constant noise. This city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the secondhand nervous energy of it all, but I'm plenty acclimated. Just a wave of worries questioning on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail.
Oh no.
Oh no. This is Morgan, criminal attorney. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadow of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescence or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining on every last pixel of the map.
I like this lens blur effect that they got going on here.
Mm-hmm. And someone's always watching. Solitude's a rarity. Anonymity is scarce. And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work, no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the world, well, smoke them if you got them. Not that there's much else I can do until my phone, of course.
Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You are expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early.
What time are you supposed to be there? I'll try. Arch. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are going to get busy. Of the Devil, episode 0. And he shall appear
We want to not disable tutorial, right?
Disable tutorials. Turn them
Enable
back on in
tutorial.
settings.
Suspect not found.
Precinct 254.
Wow, got flashbanged.
It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You'd think they'd treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever. If I'm not unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. Ooh, so now we get to like
Investigating. Observe.
shake the room. Mm-hmm. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic.
We earned our first credit. So information is literally cash in this game.
Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you would not have this in the lobby because then there's other people hanging around, right? While you're
Right?
trying to identify people in the lineup.
Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory formation is blah blah blah? Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel. And all during billable hours. But there's no room to sow doubt anymore. Not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of some of the same stuff, and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa.
I saw the word conductive resin fly by here in purple font, just like the word stuff. Made of the same stuff.
Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. But there's a few missing persons photos, too. 1 year of silver play and coverage, courtesy of Caduceus, has a reward for any... ... Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishings, multiple screening stations. Pragmatic brutalism so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. Can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built. But walking in here now with crime rates where they are, feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness.
I'm hearing like very loud noises outside my window, and I think it's wind. And it's like so loud. This is the loudest I've ever heard.
That was actually what I was noticing, and I'm like, I was looking around my area to see if I was getting wind, but
I've never seen a tornado in real life, for example. So I haven't seen extreme weather, but this is the loudest wind I've ever seen.
okay, hold on just a second. Where are you located?
Seattle. Is there a storm warning in Seattle right now?
I'm looking. Okay, let's go to a search for... Ooh. You actually look like you have a hurricane getting ready to hit you.
Oh. Okay. Shall we continue?
Like literally. No, just look in the like. Can you check this out? Look at radar. Go to like weather.gov.
Weather.gov. I mean, like, if a hurricane, so what am I? It's not like I can do anything about it, right?
Well, no, but like you can maybe duck and cover,
Well,
get to a lower area, or find out if there's any evacuation routes.
Is evacuation? Where would I even evacuate to? Gosh.
Did you look up at weather.gov?
Yeah.
Okay, look at Seattle.
But I don't know
Look at
where
what's
Seattle
going
is because I don't know geography. I know it's on the West Coast, so I'm looking at the West Coast and I'm like, okay, what's this? And this
Look
is
to the
California.
northwest. You're right below, yeah, California, then Oregon's above that, and then Washington, and Seattle's on the coast, right above Washington, or right above Oregon State. Washington State's there.
Gale warning in effect from February 24. That's today, right? Yep.
That's correct.
4 p.m. So that's like 2 hours ago until 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so but what? So I need to look at the evacuation routes. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, check out, like, see if there's any evacuation routes for Seattle, Washington. Like, just, I mean, yeah. Okay, hold on. Seattle,
It says
Washington.
people should avoid being outside in forested areas and around trees and branches. If possible, remain in the lower levels of your home during the windstorm and avoid windows. Use caution if you must drive.
Exactly. Get away from the windows.
Well,
Because if something comes flying at your window and you're right there,
yeah.
and it could bust through your window and hurt you.
I mean,
So, how close to the window are you?
like 10 feet?
Is there a wall between you and the window?
No.
Can you put a wall between you and the window?
Like, you want me to move furniture around or something? I don't like. I can't put a wall.
Like, well, I guess you can't unplug your computer and like move right at the moment, could you?
No.
Okay, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll
But you know
probably be
what?
fine.
You know what?
What?
Put a blanket or a covering or something in front of the window.
Well,
So that way if
there's
something does.
drapes like already. Curtains?
Okay. Well, draw those so that
Yeah,
they're
they-
actually like hanging down and they're not.
They are. Because I always
Okay.
stream naked, so obviously the drapes are
I
going
don't
to
want
be.
to know that.
Obviously the drapes are going to be drawn or undrawn, whichever the state is that it covers the window.
Drawn.
Right.
I didn't need to know that though. Continue. I mean, your character is fully clothed, so we're
Yeah,
good.
that's why VTubing is the best.
Uh-huh.
All right, read this thingy.
Okay, I'm reading it. A data pad? I'll bite. Even when they're more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. In a flowery, roundabout, corporate propaganda sort of way. Subway fixes axed. City to refocus on canopy. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the systems were being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the canopy high above our city's streets. Reaction to the announcement could be characterized as blasé. It's been years since the subways last ran and decades since they last ran on schedule. Most citizens have long since given up hope of them ever making a comeback. Online chatter barely reacted to the announcement, with most commenters and voters' attention focused instead on the growing investigations into Councilman Long's campaign finance irregularities. Can you click on the parts where they're yellow?
Nope.
No? Okay. As one of the canopy's major backers in City Hall, Long has often found himself at odds with a small but vocal group of critics that considered it to be an eyesore and an amplifier of light and noise pollution. And with Long having stepped away from his political duties in order to more fully cooperate with investigators, for the first time in nearly 20 years, the typically rock-steady political foundation of the Canopy was looking uncharacteristically shaky going into this week. But with the subways now officially no longer an option, people and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. However, not all reactions to the news have been negative. At least a few bold individuals see this latest report as vindication, and possibly even a rallying cry. Already considered by many to be a rising star in infrastructure solutions abroad, tech startup Subterra made headlines last year with their radical proposal for a system of personal submarine taxi pods that could make use of the flooded subway tunnels. But momentum stalled when their first prototype for the city came with a disappointing 3,359% over budget. Though one council member was quoted as calling their system mind-bogglingly wasteful and impractical in the extreme, in light of this latest announcement, Subterra has proudly declared their intent to resubmit their proposal package. Across the entire globe, coastal cities like ours have struggled to find civil engineering answers to rising sea levels and subterranean flooding that satisfy financial, practical, and aesthetical concerns. Historically, most scientists have attributed this increase in sea level to climate change, though there are dissenting voices. Water rises and falls all the time, for reasons we do not fully understand. Are we to... It appears that you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Please verify your account information in order to continue reading the stories that matter.
Dang it. How do I close this? This? No. This? This?
There's a couple of little arrows down at the bottom.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa. Was that wind?
I think it was maybe a physical like a solid object.
Okay.
Like maybe one of those
Halsey
dumpsters in the alleyways rolling around, perhaps.
Yeah, because I'm hearing it again. Halsey of them putting the paywall there. As if I'd reach for my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway is that the city will be focusing its efforts on...
The canopy, right? What?
No.
You and me, we came to different conclusions? Well, what do we do now? Do we flip a coin?
Nope, the canopy is right. Go for it.
Okay. Choose a proper takeaway after reading an article.
Let me increase scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. Good job. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. You know what chummed means, right?
Become friends with. Right? When you chum up with someone?
Well, yeah, to become chummy, but like to chum the waters means to like throw meat pieces, like bloody meat pieces into the water so the sharks bite.
That's not how you make friends.
That's called chum. It's not that he was making friends, he was chumming the waters. He was throwing things out there for people to bite
become
at.
friends with.
Sure. All right. I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Oh, so in other words, we're done. Time to get checked in. It booted up fine. So far, so good. Good morning.
Morgan.
Here for the public defender contract.
Is this her talking? Because it says question marks up here.
No, it's still the desk clerk.
Are you sure? Because it said desk when up here when the desk was talking.
Oh.
That's a question mark here. Yeah, I did. Morgan here for the public defender. But now I'm wondering, like, is that her? Like,
Would you please provide your name and... Great, please stand still for a moment.
Okay, I think it was her talking then.
I wouldn't call intake holos charming, more like harmless. But that's probably what the designers were aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their tech, so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far, so good, was it?
Scan the card, I guess. You want to scan the face? I feel like the card, like, based on what I know about technology, I feel like the card's going to be more reliable. but
Okay.
we can scan the face if you want.
Oh, go for the card. Hey, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great. Now could you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? It's on my ID card. And my profile. I'd have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong.
We better go look it up because they're about to ask us. December 26th at Christmas. She likes puzzles.
Mm-hmm. Can fall asleep in any position. Don't even comment on that.
Well,
AB negative blood type.
I was gonna comment on how why. You see my mouse cursor, by the way?
Uh-huh.
Why would she dislike jogging?
Because she probably knocks herself out.
Anyway, December 26th. By the way.
December 26th.
How do I close from there? No, lock. There we go.
No problem. My birthday is December 26th. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak with your client, you can proceed to counseling quarter 3C.
I can't believe we didn't get an achievement for getting the birthday question right. Because we figured out, like, we knew to look at our phone and check our own birthday before it was too late.
Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of current political events.
Let's not. Don't sweat it. I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection duly warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counselor, can I help you with anything else?
Why
What are
the
you?
disrepair? Oh, what are you?
That too. Oh, go for it. What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I could send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. Why the disrepair? Well, there was a lock on it. I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They ever going to fix that crack? Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? That'll be all. Thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office, through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now, so you could go on break if you like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. Then what were you doing before I walked in? You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. Through the door to the right. Thank you. Ads don't get breaks, and they don't get my jokes. But it's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway.
Clicking, it's not advancing. Oh, there we go.
A cave opens.
Oh, he's gone bad or something?
A voice. No, voices coming from down the hall.
Compared to yours, probably.
Thank God I stopped for directions. A building this empty, the desk could have just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy.
That's me. Appreciate you crying about me. But forbid I try to be serious.
While the others rings with youthful indignation.
It's not like our job is important or anything.
Definitely cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex.
Because why else would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on the data pad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. I wasn't gonna say that. So how many of those sheets were blank then?
No red carpet tonight, officers?
Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around at these hours. Probably faster to let the desk handle intake anyway. But mostly cheaper. I think Bad Cop's a woman, so maybe you should take over.
No, I think that's a guy.
This person here? With this chest?
Sure. Yep.
You think that's a guy? Okay.
You were doing both of the voices already.
You the lawyer.
I am. Morgan Esquire, pleased to meet you.
Same here, counselor. Kazim London. And the ball of sunshine here is my partner. Wait, no. It highlighted her, so I thought she was speaking. And the ball of sunshine here is my partner, Farah Reyes. Reyes? Ball of sunshine.
She certainly is. You gotta say it with a feminine voice, though.
You gotta say it. Here, read this line.
Huh?
Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night.
It's no trouble. Gave me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me.
We're the detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs.
Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself, in his profession.
Wait, did I get the voices backwards? Is this the young voice and the other one was the old voice?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, that's the young voice. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe?
Jubilee, why are you staring at her shirt so much?
I'm not. 2 whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene.
No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to emergency call within a few minutes.
Calls, plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Look around. You think we're the first to arrive for anything?
She's not wrong. Oh. My lights flickered. We were only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation.
Our ongoing investigation.
What it does mean, though, is like What about now?
I'm refreshing. Yep, there you are.
Okay. So yeah, I was saying the lights around my place they're flickering, and my computer has a backup battery, but my modem doesn't. So the internet could die because of that, which would cause the stream to die. And so now I'm thinking maybe we should switch in our game, because this is like a narrative game is not going to work well with interruptions, I feel like.
Right.
But so maybe we need a more I don't know.
puzzly game.
Yeah, a game where how do I quit?
Where we have a ton of like numbers that we have to figure out like the colors to.
Yeah. Return to the title?
Return. Yeah.
That's too
Sure you want to
bad.
exit to the title screen?
A lot-
know
a
that was
lot-
a good story already.
Yeah, and very attractive characters. So you look at them. Oh wait, you can't because, or can you? Am I still sharing the screen on Discord?
Yeah, I can still see it.
Okay.
So do you want to do Proverbs, or do you want to do like the Bible puzzle, or do you want to do?
Let's do Proverbs.
Okay.
Unless you have a preference.
Nope. Go for it. Yeah, I can still hear the wind in the background, which means either A, it's very extremely windy, or B, your like sound gate is not working.
My sound gate is 0.
Oh, well, that would be why. Maybe I need to turn mine down too. Of course, then you would hear everything in the background, even my dad watching TV out there in the living room.
Their sound
I
gate
think I
seems
need to
fine
leave
to
mine
me.
off. Okay, cool. My mouth is like right on the microphone. Like I am right here. Hey, look at all those ones over there on the right already.
That's not good, right? Because we can't do anything in that.
Yeah, you can. They're already touching one. Wait.
No, it's a border.
Oh, that's the board. Okay. Well, that's stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a 4 on the top right of the red blotches.
Yeah, but that's 5 neighbors, so we still can't do anything.
But it's already touching 4 open.
Yeah, but 4 is the number of like lit guys like this. So there's 5 possible lit guys.
Oh, I'm looking at it backwards. Okay, then there's a 1 on the other corner.
Fine.
Okay, got it. Sorry, I was looking at it backwards. The 6 on the top left of that same section. There you go. And then the 4. And then the 4. And then the 2. And then the 2. And then from there, you got it. The 1.
Okay, from
And
there
then the 2.
now, you got it.
And then the 4 on the top. And then the 4 on the top. And then the 7. Look at that. And then the 5. And then, oh, is that thunder?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
Okay. And then the 1 on the bottom. And then the 3. And then from there, you got it.
Well, this 4, I feel like, yeah.
So I had my board meeting tonight.
The one that you resigned from?
And they accepted my resignation. My last day is Friday.
And that's good news, right?
It is. That means I'm almost done with the stress of that one. And I can actually like focus on the other 2. The 3 on the left. Oh, sorry.
3 on the left. Oh, over
Mhm.
here? No.
Oh, the
Here?
net down
Yeah.
there. And then the 5. And then the 3. And then the 5. And then the 6. And then the rest is yours.
Why is it after I guess it was our last stream, our previous stream,
Mhm.
I got an email about how to write stories like in order that makes sense.
Mm,
Why did I get this targeted
know.
advertising?
very interesting. Let me go turn the heater up really quick. Hold on just a moment.
Oops.
The 2 in the middle.
No, I messed up something because this 2 needs a neighbor.
It's touching 2.
This one here?
Then the one above it's wrong.
That's what I'm saying. I messed up something here.
Well, then take the 2 that's in the middle. There you go. Oh, what are you doing? Okay, never mind. You just had to take the ones out of the top. Okay, I'll be right back again. I saw that and I was like, hey, there's the answer. And then, like, we deleted everything. Yeah,
No,
see the
again, it's
2
wrong. See, this 2 still needs a neighbor.
Hold on. Then just take the 1 out of the top left-hand side.
This?
Why did you put that one there? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, take it out. And then it'll be fixed. No, not the whole line. Oh, my word. Okay, I quit. I'm going to go see the 2. You see the 2 in the middle. There you go. There you go. You didn't have to go up one more spot. And now you just do the exact same thing that you did before and put all those lines back in there. And then you fixed yourself. And now there's...
Yeah.
Then you got the 4. You got the 4 touching all the 4s. Okay. And then you put that one to the... There you go. And now you see the 2 again. Okay. Yay! Okay, I'll be right back again. Can't see the sun shining on the water.
What's that mean?
To be jealous of another's success. Five in the bottom right corner. Oh, wait. No. Sorry. It's on a border.
You're on a border.
You are on the border.
So this 4 says it's either lit here or here, right? And anyway,
Right.
that 3 is then prevented from that guy.
Great job.
Alright, the rest is up to you.
Okay. Go back to the left. Because this whole section through here is all part of it, right? Like this, all this dark blue is all part of it?
Who knows?
Okay. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you see the corner piece that's on the right hand side? There's a 3 on the top of it?
This?
Nope, to the right. To the
This?
right hand side. Down. Left. Left, 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 left. Down. Down, down. Left.
Oh.
Right there. Okay, so then the 4 in the bottom right corner. Because that's a border. Nope, not that corner. That corner, yep. And then the okay. Wait a sec. Okay, yeah. And that 3. And then the 6 there. Yep. And the bottom 6.
What box?
Or the top
Oh, this
6.
6.
Yeah. And then that 5. And then the 3. And then the 4. Ergo the 5. And then the 7. And then the 6. And then the 5.
What 5? This 5?
Yeah. And that 6. And then that 2. And then the 5 on the... Yeah, okay, yep. The other 5 on that corner, top corner, to the right. That one. The 5 on the bottom. Have you ever lost power to high winds like that before?
I've lost
Yeah.
power, and then and there were high winds. I don't know if I lost power due to high winds.
Oh, okay. By the way, I'm not intending on making you nervous. Like, everything should be fine. Did that make things nerve-wracking, though?
No.
Okay, cool.
But on the off chance that I do die, just know that my intention is to leave everything to my brother.
Okay. Who's your brother?
I think his Twitch username is bboy40, something like that. He's been
Oh,
in
he's
the
got
chat
a Twitch?
before. Well, he doesn't
Oh.
stream. Wait, what just happened? Because I didn't finish the zone. Oh, maybe I clicked in this zone. Yeah, okay, if you click on this zone,
yeah.
then...
The 3 on the top. Up 1. There you go. Hey, it's the flute music again. Or never mind, it's the
The
Lute
lewd...
music.
Yeah, the lewd
Yeah.
music is what you're thinking of.
the 3 on the top on the right. Oh yeah, that and the 5. Wait,
What 3 on the top on the right? Oh, this?
the
No, that's not what you're talking about.
That's not what I was talking about. There's like a bunch of 3s, 3 through 3, right there on the top left.
Okay. Oh, this guy?
Yeah, that one on the right. Yep, there you go. The 5 on the top. Yep. Hmm. Oh. I was like, how are you going to pick which one? You figured it out. Never mind. The 5 on the top. Have you ever watched the movie The Meg?
That with a big shark?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Okay.
The title, The Meg, always makes me think of Family Guy.
Oh,
Are you familiar?
I'm not. Why would you think of the Family Guy by having that title?
One of the characters is named Meg. Like, it's a girl named Meg.
Gotcha.
And it's a comedy, so very much a different mood than I guess what the Meg actually is.
Yeah, because it's more of like a jump scare horror, I guess.
Yeah.
Not like horror, but like sci-fi, because it's not something that can actually happen. We hope. A package had been delivered. Oh, I just got a package.
They get delivered.
I did. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was my massage thingy-majigger. Oh my goodness. So I ordered... I know. Don't ask. I'm going to just tell you. I
I was gonna make a sex toy joke, and then you said and you immediately said, and it's my massager, you know, so.
It's not that kind of massager. It is a it's one of those ones where it's called a shiatsu shoulder massage, and it's like a I don't know how to explain it other than like a horse collar type thing that you put around your neck, and then you put your arms in
Or between your legs.
Or between your legs. I mean, you
And
know,
then-
because that's what people do.
With horseshoe-shaped massagers.
Yeah, no. And then you
And then you turn it on,
put your
and it starts
put
to
your
vibrate a little bit.
yeah, probably. But you put your arms in these like sling things on the right and left, so it kind of like pulls it down and presses it right up against your shoulders. And it's got heat too, so it like supposed to massage out your shoulders really good for people who have stress in their lives.
Okay, and who did you get it for?
Myself.
What?
I'm
I
going to be
thought
testing it out.
you said it was for people who have stress in their lives.
Yeah.
So you're gonna test it out before you give it to the final donor recipient, the final recipient?
Oh, I have stress in my life.
What? From
know.
what?
From work. I will soon be having less stress, but it's
Oh,
like
I messed
now
up.
the-
Look at this 3.
No, what did you do?
That means you erase everything, because that's how we
no,
do
you
it.
don't. Oh, my word.
That's how we do it.
You're the only person I know of that does it that way. Stop. 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 My goodness. Okay, the 4. Yeah. Okay, the 6.
I am the only
That's
person who
4.
does it this way, and I'm a
The 1.
puzzle-solving genius. So what does that say?
The 4. That 4 is done. Okay, the 6. That says that you need tons of help solving puzzles. I'm the puzzle solver helper solver. You know?
No. I don't know.
I do. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're talking about, so.
Like, you could finish this on your own.
Okay.
Could you finish it on your own? No.
Probably.
You need a puzzle helper, solver helper. Somebody that's like, stop erasing everything. You're never going to get to the end if you keep hitting the back button. You know? That 4 is done. And now you can, yeah. The 3 on the bottom.
What 3? This 3?
Yeah. The 2.
In Family Guy, it's like a family, like a traditional American atomic family, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And one of the characters, Meg, is the daughter. There's like a father, a mother, a daughter, and a son, and a baby, and a dog. I guess it's the whole family. And the daughter is named Meg, and they like mistreat her a lot, I guess, as part of the joke, like nobody loves her type of thing.
The 8.
What 8? This 8? Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, that's what you thought of whenever I was talking about the Meg.
Yeah, but why did I decide You know what I should say next? I should give a deep description of the family in Family Guy. Why did I think that? And maybe I had something in mind, but now I can't remember what.
You probably were going to talk about like the comparison to your own life. 3 on the top, by the way.
I don't know that there's a lot of overlap between my life and the life in Family Guy.
You don't think so?
No. Maybe
See, a lot of the people that I talk to that watch Family Guy are like, that is so like my family. That's why I kind of was thinking that. I don't know anything about the movie because I've never like watched it.
Yeah.
But quite a few people that I know are like, dude, I'm so. I guess there's like a kid named Stewie.
Yeah, Stewie's the baby.
Okay, well, he's apparently got a mouth on him, and they're like, that would totally be me if I was.
Why do you do this one particular voice every time you're mimicking your friends who are like Stewie, I guess?
Because I'm mocking this one person who thinks that Stewie's just amazeballs.
Okay. Yeah, the Family Guy family is pretty dysfunctional, so like in a cartoonishly unrealistic way. So I'd be surprised that anyone would genuinely think that their family is like Family Guy. I can see people saying it like as a self-deprecating joke, but they wouldn't really mean it, you know? Is what I believe anyway. Not having met your friend.
Hey. Yeah. We're gonna stop there. You're going all over the place with like places you could be able to. I'm
bouncing back and forth. I was looking at the border here, and I'm looking for things where like what can I do with this border?
The 4 on the border. To the right. There you go. And then the 3.
Test, redeem, hydrate. Let's hydrate.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for the hydrate.
I sort of got tired with a Family Guy a bit because I felt like it's called Mary Sue problem. Like there were some of the characters were too obviously self-inserts of the author, and always presented in like a good light, you know, and it got a little bit irritating, I guess, for me. Especially it's a dog. The dog is always like wise and right and everything. Although I guess recently they started to tease it a little bit, like he's been portrayed as like overly liberal, maybe, and then wrong in like matters of facts, which is like a bit of a repair of that, I guess. Like it shows that that character has some flaws, at least makes him a bit more interesting. Yeah. But anyway.
So there's a 6 on the top border that you keep on like
this
poking at. Yeah.
Jubilee loves it when I finish the 6 instead of just neglecting the 4. Like, cause if playing with the 4 doesn't lead to 6, then what's the point, right?
Exactly. The 4 on the There's a lot of sirens going past your place now.
Yeah, I mean, at my old place, I lived next to a fire station, so that I was used to it. Now, I guess it's more relative, like, than what I'm used to here, but it's not more than what I've been used to from having lived at my old place.
I think that would be interesting, living next to a fire station.
It's not that interesting. It's like you don't like learn a new thing every day from that, you know.
They're coming to take me away, haha. Wow, they're getting after it too.
Well, it's important, right? If there's something that demands their attention, they want to get there quickly.
Go figure. Three on the top. Okay. Oh, the 6 right there. Yep. The 4. So I finally joined the Pokemon Go universe. Did I tell you about that the last stream?
I believe so.
Okay. Well.
Tell me more.
Whoa, wait a second. Look up at the top right. Oh, never mind. That was the corner piece. I'm like, that's totally not gonna work because the 1 is surrounded by 4 open. So yeah, my little brother, who is stationed off, like out of the United States, not here. He is a Pokemon Go master. Apparently he's got like level 36 or something like that. And my little sister got involved when they were sending each other like postcards and like wanting to exchange Pokemon. And then I was like, hey,
What about
don't leave
me?
me out.
Yeah, me, Meg, that the family always forgets about.
Don't forget about me. And so, yeah, I joined. And then there's a bunch of Pokemon stops around my area that are pretty cool. So I've been running around basically collecting Pokemon a bunch. Because the more you walk, the more eggs you can be able to incubate. And then you can also collect Pokemon that are in your area. So I've been collecting some pretty cool looking Pokemon.
You
The
know,
5 on the top, right?
before Pokemon got announced, like before it was created. Well, let me take a step back. So I work for Amazon, and one of the things that
didn't know that.
one of the things they got is they have an internal form where you have ideas, you can submit it, and then they can, if they like it, they can file a patent for it, and then your name gets to be on the patent. And I do have one of those. I did file an idea, and I got a patent with my name on it.
Ooh.
But I had another idea, and it got rejected. So they were like, they're not interested. So they never filed it. So there was no.
Stop. That, like the last 2 that you just did, take those off. No, not the whole section. Okay. But then you see that too? There's already, okay, there you go. Okay. So they got rejected, but.
So they never filed. It never got filed as a patent.
Mm-hmm.
But it was basically similar to Pokemon Go. Like it wasn't precisely that, but I was saying how you could do a game that uses the GPS and camera features of the phone to gather mapping data. This was back when Amazon had announced the Fire Phone. I don't know if you guys, it was a failed project, the Fire Phone, right? Like they said they're going to make their own phone, and then it sort of went nowhere. But like there was issues with they, like every modern smartphone needs like a map app, right? Like there's the Google Maps, Apple has their own mapping data. Google Maps is what's used on Android mostly. And so I'm saying, like, you know, Amazon is going to need some mapping data for their phone. And they initially probably they're going to license either from Google or Apple, whatever. But then like they'll have more bargaining power if they have their own stuff. Anyway, so I'm saying, so you make a game that tells people like go around, point your camera at things with augmented reality, like you see monsters or something, and you have to take pictures of them or whatever. And that's how you get your users to generate mapping data for you. And they're like,
okay.
and they're like, nah. So like, okay, fine. And then like, oh, you know, a couple months later, Pokemon Go comes out and it's a huge hit, and I'm like, gosh damn it, that was my idea.
Oh no.
I came out with Pokemon
Lovely.
Go.
So you didn't get your name put on that patent.
Right.
So do you get like royalties for the ones that you did put your name on? Like you did get
No.
your name on? Huh. They're just like, here's your name, good luck.
Yeah. So for royalties,
Gotcha.
they would have to actually make it into a concrete product, which I don't think they ever did. I think that's how it works. I don't know much about the legal aspect there, but like if I have an idea for an invention, but then they never actually make it, then there's no revenue to pay me royalties from, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
But the thing is, the patent is still valuable for large companies like this, because you can think of it as deterrents like nukes, like, you know, how different countries build nukes, not with the intention to use it necessarily, but to avoid other countries that have nukes from bullying them.
Oh,
Because you can say, like, you know, if you bully me,
But what about my employees? Because they are still hired by your company. they're not resigning. I'm the only one resigning. And they're like, they're going to have to apply for this position just like they were. And I'm like, but they're not quitting. So are you firing them? Because if you're firing them, then they can be able to draw unemployment. So that kind of like put a halt on the idea of my employees not having a job after I've resigned, because it's not their fault that I quit. But, you know, it's just a weird concept. It's kind of all up in the air still. There's a lot of legalities to it that are just like, what do we do now type thing. But it's been a long time in coming at the same time, because that business has always wanted to have control of that part of the business. Wait. You just, no, stop. Undo those two, and then undo the, yeah. There's that 2 right there. No, the 2 to the left. Yeah, that'll work. And then the bottom left corner, make that brown. There you go. Okay. Yeah. 7. The 2 on the right. Has Kiwi come in?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. I wanted to tell him sorry for not being able to finish out his game. Yet. So I'll have to remember to reschedule that one.
Yeah.
The 4. Are you thinking, or did I say something that like upset you again?
I don't think you said something that upset me. I don't know that I'm really thinking either.
Okay. Because you got really quiet. The 1.
I think this is one of the reasons I don't like streaming these types of games, because unless you bring something to discussion, I don't really know what to talk about. This can't be right.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. The 3 on the, yeah. So I bought a new book the other day, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I don't know for sure if I've talked about it multiple times. Brandon Sanderson is one of my favorite authors.
You may have mentioned that author before, yes.
Just once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, his new book came out.
Fall Through the Basket.
To have your deception uncovered. Okay. So yeah, he came out with the last. I'm thinking it's the last. It says the climax, like the last book of the series, but I don't know for sure. I didn't know that it was getting to that point yet. Okay, so from where your arrow's at, go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then up 3. At 5. Because I thought it was supposed to be like a 12 or 13 book series. And this is only book number 5. And I'm like, why is it ending already? Unless he does a really amazing ending, which, you know, the way that he writes, he probably did do an amazing ending. But I'm just saying, like, I wasn't expecting it to be over already. The 3. There you go. Do you have a favorite author?
I have a favorite book, I guess.
Oh, what's that?
That implies that, like, when you say favorite authors, so my mind's going, okay, so who's my favorite author? And the first thing I think of is the favorite book. But I don't think I've liked anything else he's ever written, so I don't know if that's a good favorite author now. The book is The Emperor's New Mind by Roger Penrose.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one. What's it about?
It like
Well, if you want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it.
well, it's difficult to summarize. It covers a lot of mathematics and physics and I'm trying to think, does it cover psychology? I can't remember. But like, and then it tries to explain or it grasps at human consciousness. But I think it remains undecided by the conclusion of the book.
And you don't like any of his other books that he's ever written?
Yeah, I mean, I only read the first couple of 2 other books, and I couldn't get into it.
Huh. Is it because you had such a high concept of, or a high, like, you really liked this book and so, like, you couldn't get into the other book because it wasn't the same?
Maybe.
Or, okay.
How can one know, right?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. There you go.
I was gonna say, if you watch VODs of me playing this game in previous streams, I think you'll see that I'm pretty quiet during a lot of it because I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know, I can't, like, I don't talk about books spontaneously, for example, or work or whatever. Like, usually in the streams, if something that happens in the game reminds me of an anecdote or something like that, I might bring it up. But otherwise, I try to. Well, it's not so much I try, but it's just that I end up talking mostly about what happens in the game, and not much is happening in this game.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm reluctant to stream games like these because of that. But I also like playing these games, so I accept the what's it called? The sponsorship to stream these games, because then I get the game. But then yeah. I feel like I do a bad job on the stream for the game.
Well, that's why I'm trying to figure out some things to talk about, like keep things kind of flowing at the same time. But
yeah. And so one of the things we can talk about is this meta aspect of how I choose games like these, even though I think I do a bad job at streaming them.
You think you do a bad job, but a lot of people tune into games like this. It's almost like one of those where they like the clicky noises and the almost like the ASMR type of thing to it. But
yeah,
you know, or just like the, hey, I noticed something that you didn't notice,
right? Type
of thing. Like there'll be people commenting, but since I'm here, like in real time, telling you, wait a second, don't do that, then I might actually be the one messing things up.
No, I don't. Like, I feel like there's not that many people. Like, I think maybe you are the only one in chat who tells me, like, in text chat that I'm messing things up. I don't think people really do that in my stream.
Jibble's
Oh,
calling me
whoops.
out because I am here just listening to the clicking. How dare
Oh,
you?
see?
Yeah, that's
I'm
Dark
so
Lord.
sorry.
And yeah, I do think there is that aspect. Although, like, it's hard for me to, what's the word? Notice, I guess, maybe, because like when people lurk, I don't know, right? It's just silent.
Yeah. I know a lot of times whenever I'm like, especially since it's already, I'm 2 hours ahead of you. So for me, when you get ready to stream with Steph, for instance,
Yeah.
I'm already like relaxed and ready. Like I've already had my alcohol. No, I'm just kidding.
You got your alcohol and your massager already, and
Yeah, I'm already boozed out. Ready to go to sleep. The 3 on the top, on the to the bottom.
this.
No, sorry.
Oh,
To
this
the bottom.
here.
There's, yeah, but the one on the top. The 5. There you go. No, I'm actually not an alcoholic.
That's what an
I say that
alcoholic
a
would
lot of
say.
Right? I say that a lot of times. I'm like, I'm not really an alcoholic, and I'm sitting here with a. No, actually, it's Sprite. I'm good. It's a 2-liter bottle of Sprite. Can you hear it?
No, I don't hear it.
Wow, I've got a really good noise gate.
Yep.
The 2 on the bottom. There you go. Now just go straight up the line. It's like, there you go. You got this. Five on the bottom. The 5 on the bottom. Sorry, the other 5 on the bottom.
I'm looking at the bottom. There's no 5s here.
No. Like the top of the bottom. The bottom of the top. The top, like up. There you go. My job is done. The rest is yours. Wait, nope. Undo those 2. Undo those 2. Undo those 3. And then those 2. Look at that 4. There you go. There you go. How did I know Dark Lord would have been one of the ones lurking?
You know, sorry to abruptly change topics. Keep the hen's egg and let the
Okay.
goose go.
To make a bad
That's
decision.
right.
You know how you
Right.
you said I'm the only one who does the deletion thing?
Uh-huh.
So like when I made that mistake here, right around here, I forget where it was, but I didn't notice, right? And so I would have kept going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a good chance I only run into trouble like 20, 40 moves later, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I need to undo 20 or 40 moves to get back to where the mistake was.
Sure.
Because I won't know where the mistake is. I'll just know that, like, you know, at this point there's a problem, and like any time in the past, you know, it could have been a mistake. I don't know where. So I just conservatively, I just undo a lot, you know, and then try to
Undo a ton of it, just like.
Well, I try to do a gut feeling of, like, you know, how far back am I, like, pretty sure I there, you know, there's no longer a mistake at this point because I went far back enough.
Gotcha. So you go with the gut feeling.
Yeah.
You go with the gut.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The 5. There you go. So is the dark blue part of this group?
No, but you can do it if you want.
Oh.
I mean, it's close enough.
Well, I just didn't know for sure if it was because that one was right there. So I was like, okay, is that touching the one or is that okay?
Now there's like a black line that maybe it's not super visible on Discord, but there's a black line separating here.
Right there. Okay. Well, if you're looking at that dark purple area, you've got the 4 on the bottom that's touching 4 already. There you go. And then in the section that you're at, above the 4 that's in like a teal, there you go, the 3. Yep.
You should do more of that Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
We are. We actually are doing another one this weekend.
But did you do more, like past tense?
Oh, did you? I thought you said you should do more. Sorry. We do it every other weekend, so every other Saturday. And I don't know for sure when the last time was that I talked to you about it, so I might have done more or I might not have. I just don't know for sure when it was that I talked to you about it.
Did you buy the Magic Genie lamp yet?
Oh no, I have not done that. So we did have that stream where we were trying to figure out like what people were purchasing, but it kind of went by really quickly, and I didn't have a chance to tell him that that was what I was needing, and plus like I need to figure out what the encumbrance amount is for it because my character can only hold up to 20 encumbrance.
Lamps are pretty light.
Is the lamp worth that?
A lamp that literally gives you anything you want, is it worth that? Yes. Yes, it's worth that.
But am I sure that that's what's going to be happening? Or is it going to be like the 7, by the way, on the right hand side on the top? Or is it going to be like a cursed lamp? Like that because you have to roll for your character, whatever it is that you're wanting. And if I said that I wanted that and then it ended up being like a cursed lamp, then the 6, by the way, on the right there, the left there. Like I have to make sure that that's for sure what I'm going to be getting and not something that's going to end up being an issue later on.
Yeah, this gets into a pretty philosophically deep topic. So I don't know if you're ready for that.
Am I ready for that?
Are you ready?
So basically you're going to tell me that I have to decide whether or not it's worth the effort to get something that would potentially be a detriment to me, with the idea that I could potentially get something good out of it.
No.
Okay. Well, then tell me what the philosophical thing is. Not now. That's not it actually at all.
A lot of different groups play Dungeons and Dragons with different goals in mind and different expectations about how, like, they're looking for different things, like what do they enjoy, like why do they play, what's their motivation, and so on. And there's a lot of arguments online because people assume that they're like the reason they play the game is the reason that everybody plays the game. So they're like, oh, you know, you're dumb, you should do it like this or whatever, because they don't realize that maybe someone enjoys it the way it was, you know, the way they're doing it, and that's how they like the game.
Right.
So that's the caveat that I'm putting ahead of time. And then the thing I like about Dungeons and Dragons is getting an interesting story out of it. It's like it's like a narrative that you don't fully control. And yawning at the oven.
To attempt more than one can manage.
And like, here's an illustration of someone yawning at the oven.
Yeah.
And like, this is one archetype. The role players, people who want to be like an actor in a story, basically. The other archetype is power gamers, I guess, maybe is the label to use for them, and they want to win, like they want to create like super powerful characters. You know, they study the roles and they figure out how to optimize character creation so that they have the strongest character, and then they want the DM to give them combat encounters, and then they show tactical genius in overcoming that challenge of that combat encounter. So that's the other, like on another end of the spectrum. And I have
You're
a
saying
hard
just
time.
get that.
I have a hard time empathizing with that viewpoint. I find it very boring, poring over the numbers and spreadsheets and trying to optimize the character in that way. So sometimes when I give advice of, you know, like you should do this, it'll be bad advice for that type of player because I don't have their viewpoint or their values at all about, you know, what leads to a good experience in the role playing in the game.
Gotcha. So in other words, take it or leave it.
Well, so now when I tell you like, oh, you should go get a magic lamp, and then you say, well, I don't know if I want a magic lamp because what if it's cursed? What I'm thinking is like even better, because that's going to lead to a crazy good story, right? If you rub the lamp and it turns out to be cursed. It's going to be extremely entertaining for you and your viewers and the DM, you know, to get a curse lamp.
Yeah. Well, then maybe you should come on there and play with us.
Well, what if your group is entirely power gamers, and then I get bored out of my mind because I'm bringing in like this expectation that none of them share, perhaps.
I don't know that any of them are power gamers. It's kind of like the only reason that I joined was because they didn't have a mage. They didn't have a person that could like read spells, and there was this.
So they're like, where can we find a reading streamer?
Yeah, and there was this group of trolls that were coming to the city, and they attacked the families. And I was like, see, if you'd have had a mage, they would have been able to detect magic on them, and your group of people wouldn't have died.
Yeah, if only they had the detect. What was it, orcs, goblins? I forgot what you said.
Orcs.
If only you had the detect orcs scroll, then somebody could have read that, and then
they should have known. They would have known. But no.
Just every time you go into the city, just, you know, and every day, every 24 hours, just read your detect orc scrolls to see if there's any orcs around.
Exactly.
And then they said, no orcs today. And then you're like, okay.
No. What happened was these two families showed up at the campsite. And by the way, this is like 9 plays in. So like they've played 9 weeks already. These two families showed up at the campsite. Both of them were like extremely needy. They didn't have anything with them, but they were like, we just need your help. We need, you know, we're down on our luck. And in the middle of the night, one of their groups that was originally like almost like he was like he kind of sat up at night to watch, kind of like a watchman type of thing, but not really. He ended up dying in the middle of the night, like somebody stabbed him. I'm like, you should have. Because
he was too busy reading the scrolls, the detect orc scrolls, to notice that there's an orc standing in front of him to stab him.
Exactly.
I can't find anything in this region. What the heck?
The 3 that you just had your cursor on, like you were just nope to the right.
This,
to the right,
this,
to the right, to the right, up, nope.
This.
Okay, stop right there. Up 2.
Oh.
Left 5. Yeah.
All right, now it's all up to you.
6 up above. Right there. 5. So
the guy was reading the detect orc scroll trying to decipher it, and because of that, he was too distracted to see that an orc had walked up to him and stabbed him.
No, one of the family groups actually ended up being orcs in disguise. They had spells on them that caused them to look like humans, but they were really orcs.
Okay, but so what? It's not illegal to be an orc.
No, they killed the guy.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not the fact that they were an orc that was a problem. The problem was that they killed the guy.
Yeah.
So you don't, even if you had the detect orc spell and you cast it and it says, oh, I detected that there's orcs here. So what? It's okay to be an orc. Like, there's no law against being an orc.
I wasn't setting up detecting orc spells because that wasn't like what his job was. They didn't have a mage. They didn't have anybody to detect anybody.
But I'm saying, like, even if they did have a mage, let's say they hired you and they hire you to detect orcs, like you cast your spell and say, oh yeah, I detect some orcs. Okay, so what?
No, I would have been able to detect who killed the guy because they didn't leave anything behind. Like, there wasn't any.
No, but once he kills the guy, it's too late. What the whole point of hiring you was to prevent the guy from dying. But if we're waiting for the guy to die, like if you cast it afterwards, it doesn't matter anymore.
See, that's the thing. Like, they didn't have anybody to detect what happened. Like, there wasn't anything.
He got stabbed. Is what happened.
You know what? You, mister, aren't even listening. The 4 on the bottom left-hand corner.
I don't need to be a mage to like look at the scene and figure out what happened.
We know the guy died by being stabbed. I know
exactly.
But like,
we don't need a mage for that. Like,
because they didn't leave any footprints behind. They didn't leave any stab. Like, there was no bloodied objects that were laying beside the body. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so the mage shows up and
says, I detected some orcs.
Yeah, and actually now I'm becoming a wizard because I was a wizard apprentice. So now I have a tower that I can be able to put in the corner of the encampment. Right beside you.
What's the difference between a mage and a wizard?
Well, the mage is just somebody who can do like small spells, and a wizard is somebody who can read scrolls and can actually like read the scrolls instead of just being told what to incant.
That's not my understanding, but there's all sorts of caveats that mean you could be right.
Well, then why did you ask?
Because I want to test to see if you had the same understanding as I had.
Apparently not.
Yeah. And
we also don't have the same understanding of how this game plays either.
But that's the thing, like there's so much variety in how Dungeons and Dragons is played that's hard to know, and it's easy to bring in your own suppositions.
Well, and there actually is a book that we've got. It's called it's not called Dungeons and Dragons, it's called Warhammer. but it's like
it's
Dungeons
a completely different system. That's like saying like, oh yeah, we play chess, and then you bring out, you know, your Monopoly board. And I'm like, what?
It's not. You still have the concept of like having a DM, and you got the concept of like a world building.
Yeah, just like you still have a board, and then you're moving pieces around. The only similarity is that they're both board games. Just like the only similarity here is that they're both RPGs, pen and paper RPGs.
So if I looked at you Warhammer, you would have known what I was talking about.
No, because I'm not super familiar with Warhammer, and so I don't know what the difference is between a wizard and a mage in that universe.
And so that's why I said it's kind of like we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. That way.
So in Dungeons and Dragons, there is a specific difference between the two. But again, with the caveat that sometimes DMs make their own house universe. Like they just, and so they don't adhere to what the standard definitions are for species and classes and so on. Mm-hmm. And so that's why even if you were really playing Dungeons and Dragons, you still might be right in saying that, this is what a wizard is. Like in your campaign, that's what a wizard is. And even if that's not what a wizard is in the standard Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Gotcha.
A mage is someone, and this one I'm a bit fuzzy on, but I think he's like, he knows, he innately knows magic. Like he was born sort of like with a gift. Mm-hmm. Whereas a wizard is someone who had to study really hard to learn magic.
Oh.
So in principle, anyone could become a wizard, although like you would need patience and intelligence and all of that. Whereas if you weren't born a mage, you're not going to become a mage. Like, you know, you had to have been born with that magic power to be a mage.
Like an inherent inherent ability.
Yeah.
The one.
So that's my understanding of the difference between the two in standard Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, good to know. I am not that.
Okay.
I had to go to a city to learn how to be a wizard's apprentice.
Yeah.
No, wait. Stop right there. The one. There you go.
Guess we have to erase all of this just to be sure.
Oh, just the one you just messed up. That's it. The two on the right there.
There's a TikTok video, and I think it's called well, I forget the exact title, but it's basically telling people to do what they were already going to do prank.
Okay.
And then when you say like the two on the right, that's what it reminds me of.
So how does the prank go? Because I haven't heard of that.
Let's see if we can find it. TikTok.
You were already going to go to that? You were already going to go and put the two on there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry if it starts playing something, because that's how TikTok
Excuse
is.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
It just
I'm
immediately
giving
starts
away a
playing
picture
stuff.
of Jesus or $1,000 cash. What would you take?
How do I pause
The
this?
money?
There we
We're
go.
lawyers,
Wait, no,
though.
pause.
Excuse me, sir.
Gosh darn it. Okay, let's see. Telling people to do what they were already gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Show me the video. What? It's telling me I have to log in? Am I not logged in?
Meanwhile, the two on the right.
I have to use my phone's QR code to log in?
Not worth it. It's cool. It's all right. You can show me later.
It's basically they go to a guy who's like a construction worker on the street,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, make sure you lift that manhole cover, and because he was about to lift the manhole cover.
Oh.
And then it says, okay, now carefully put it on the side over there. Like they just watch what he's doing and then they tell him to do that thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I found it. Okay. There we go.
Look through this electrical box. He needs to look into that electrical box.
He needs to look into it.
Yeah, look into it.
Feed that all the way down there.
Feed that wire in there.
Hey, Jared. Jared, you don't have to do that. You don't have to listen. Then tell him that he doesn't have to listen to us.
Yeah. Yeah, just stick the pipe down in that hole and move it up and down like that.
Twist it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, now pull it out. Pull that pipe out.
Turn that thing off.
Yeah, turn that off. Yeah.
Shine the light down there and see what you can see. Make sure it's on.
Use that hook to pull the lid off.
Those are durable.
This one
You can just
doesn't
toss
turn
them around if you need to.
Yeah, just get on your knees and fix the thing inside there. That looks funny. Look through this electrical box.
Goodness.
That's what I think of when I'm going here, and then you're like, oh yeah, and make sure you click on the two that's on the side.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
the
that
right.
two right there?
make
Yeah,
sure-
that one right
yeah,
there.
make sure. Yeah, I was like, okay. And then the 6, right? And then I got.
Not 6 right there, yeah. And the 5 right at the top right corner. And then the 2 right above that. Just in case you missed it.
Yeah.
And that 4 right there.
Which 4? Oh, this 4
one
is
to the
then.
right.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. See, that's why I sometimes do it, because I'm like, maybe he just doesn't see it, because it's just like almost like you see the forest for the trees type situation. Like you're looking at it and you're going, I don't know what to do next, and it's not almost right there, but at the same time, it's almost right there, like the 3 on the bottom that you're like passing over a couple of times.
The 3 on the bottom.
Well, it's up. There's a couple of 3s right above
There.
it. Like, no, up
There.
there. Yeah. That
Oh,
3.
yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm like. It's there, but at the same time, it's not right there.
Yeah. Like, so if there's like, I think maybe 7 seconds maybe where I don't click on anything, then I probably don't see it. But if, like, let's say you see this 3 here, I see the 3, right? So I'm like, I click here. For the next 7 seconds, there might be something that I see. Like, you know, if you, in this case, I don't, but I was trying to think of an example of like if that did then resolve something for the 2. If it hasn't been 7 seconds, maybe I have seen the 2 and I'm moving my mouse gradually over there to do it.
Oh, so there's a 7-second delay in your brain?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
But in this case, there isn't. Oh, here, yeah. So like, I just saw this where I click here, and then you can say the 4 below it now, right? But like,
Yeah,
because I just clicked this one, so I'm in the process of now moving towards the 4 below it. And so if
But I
you had
wasn't
said,
gonna say that
and now,
one.
yeah, but if you had said, and now the 4 below, that would have been an example of like the video where it says, yeah, I was going to do that.
yeah, that
Right.
4 is actually what I was going to say.
Okay.
And then the 4 beside it.
Yeah.
And then
this.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
this. And then this.
And then the one was
yeah.
Gotcha. I'm gonna hydrate again just because I want to hydrate, not because somebody's. Oh, wait a second! Stop! 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 Oh, never mind. You're good. I counted wrong that time.
I like in the video
That
also when the guy says, like, you know, you don't have to do what they're telling you to do, right? Like, you know, when there's a second employee or whatever, the second worker. But like, that's probably also infuriating for the first guy, right? The first employee. Because he's doing it not because they're telling him to do it. He's doing it because that's what he needs to do to fix whatever it is that he's fixing.
And then the second employee walks over and he's like, "Really, you don't have to be like doing what they say."
Yeah, but he's like, but I do need to be doing this because that's what the government hired us to do. We're here to fix this thing. I need to be here doing this.
Like, I'm in the process of doing the thing. I got glasses. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, after 10 years, finally got
10
those
years.
glasses.
Yeah.
And Pokemon Go also. After 10
Yeah.
years.
It was the same amount of time.
Yep.
You remembered. It's actually really sad.
The glasses or the Pokemon? Or both?
The fact that I didn't remember that I had told you.
Oh. Eh.
But that you.
I am uncertain if I've told like particular stories to people pretty often. It doesn't surprise or bother me.
5 on the corner that you keep looking over.
This 5?
Nope, the other corner.
This 5? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a timer? Like a 7-second T timer?
I actually, well, the fact that you kind of went over it twice and then
Yeah.
didn't click on it, I was like, he doesn't see it.
He doesn't see it. There is one, I said it doesn't bother me, but there is one exception where it does bother me, which is if it's been going on for like years, it starts to bother me.
What goes on for years?
Not remembering that you've already told a story or an anecdote.
Oh. Mm.
Like my dad will tell me, it's been 5-10 years, he's been telling the story over and over again about how
Yeah.
he taught my little brother how to make steak tartare, which, if you're not familiar with, not everyone is. It's a dish that involves raw ground beef, so it's pretty peculiar in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, yeah, I know, Dad. You told me. You know.
Did he ever teach you how to make steak tartare?
No, but I'm not interested, so I'm not like offended or anything like that. That the fact that he didn't teach
So
me.
it was like, is that the reason why you're upset?
No.
That he's telling you over and
I'm
over
upset
again?
purely
Okay.
because, like, so you know, like he can tell me 10 times, 20 times, it's fine, it's whatever. But it's been like years and years and years. He keeps telling me the story, and like,
You just don't care anymore.
yeah, it's
told
like,
so
it's
many
not even,
times.
it's not a super interesting story. Like, you know, the first like 20, 30 times he tells me, it's like, yeah, I'll listen to the story, I'll humor him, right? But after a while, it's like, okay, I know, I've heard this story, and it's a boring story. You don't have to keep telling it to me.
But did you know your dad taught your brother how to make steak tartare?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay. Should I check? I'm probably gonna forget by the next time. That we
Yeah, that's
stream
fine.
and be like,
It's like-
hey, did you know your dad made?
I can't find anything.
I was gonna say it's been 7 seconds. So
Yeah.
right above where your cursor's at,
Yeah.
to the right, there's a 6 in the middle.
The 6? Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the 3. And then
And then the
six.
6. And then-
And then the 4. And then the 7 on the other side.
And then Dark is in chat and he tells me like, you don't have to do what Julie's telling you to do, you know?
Right.
It's like, I'm fucking
It's like,
solving the
don't click
puzzle.
on
I
it.
need to click on these tiles to solve the puzzle.
Don't do it.
And then the 3. And then Dark Lord just kind of comes out of the
Yeah,
you know,
the darkness.
Darkness.
Yeah.
right.
I come out of the shadows to say one word.
Don't do it. That's 3 words.
I got I got an alert on Twitch, but it's like, well, I don't should I say something? Should I not say something? I don't know what to do here.
Okay.
I guess
Why
I'll
don't you
say
anything in Discord?
I guess I'll say it. I'll say it out loud in public for everyone here to see and hear. Which is, I got an alert saying I met my sub goal, or I'm met 25% of the way of my sub goal. But the only way that could happen is if somebody subbed, right? But it doesn't tell me that somebody subbed. It just tells me that I've made progress towards my sub goal. So that, to me,
maybe
what
it
that
was-
means is that somebody subbed, but they didn't click the thing that says announce that you've subbed in the chat. And so that's why I'm like, oh, but am I putting them on the spot by saying this, right? And then maybe that's why I shouldn't have said anything.
Well, if they want to tell you that they've subbed, then they'll come out and tell you. But if they don't, then
But maybe they
probably
were
still
going to
never
tell
gonna
me. But then now that I made such a big deal out of it, now they don't want to tell me. You know, like they would have told me if it was all casual, like, but now that it's like this anticipation, now they're like, oh, now I don't know if I want to tell.
now I don't want to tell. It's like streamer. Never mind.
Like the penguin, right? That crosses his arms
Right.
and says, now I'm not going to do it. Like, I was going to do it,
Right.
but now I'm not going to.
No, I'm not gonna. 4.
But it's
Right.
interesting that
6.
that I got that notification. Like I got one notification, but not the other like corresponding notification you would expect to get in that
Yeah.
situation.
Okay, so see, that was like 10 seconds later that you finally discovered that. So I'm not gonna be like,
Okay, so make it 10 seconds, so 7 seconds.
okay, instead of 7. Okay.
I was trying to figure out like what felt like a natural amount of time to me. So I said 7 seconds, but I don't know what the true value is. And it might not be a constant value, right? It might vary over time, depending on the complexity of the grid and things like that.
Yeah. And what you're talking about, because I know you get distracted sometimes if you're in the middle of saying something and then all of a sudden, like, your cursor, I can just see it going around in circles looking for something.
Yeah.
That I know you're thinking and you're just not thinking about the game.
Right. Oh, maybe. What if it's a renewal? No, that wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say, what if it was a sub renewal? Like somebody subbed to me a month ago, and they're not in chat, but their sub just renewed, right? Could that have triggered that message? But then it wouldn't have said I'm 25% away to the goal, right? I would have not moved in terms of, you know, towards or away from the goal if it was just a resubscribe, a renewal.
Well,
I think
it's an automatic. If it's an automatic renewal, right?
Yeah,
like
but
if
like
they just don't realize that it's been taken out of their bank account.
Okay, Tuyo just revealed it was him all along.
All along, this whole time we've been talking about you. Thanks for the resub.
And he got the shout out too. It says, "Hey everyone, let's give a huge shout out to Two Heel. They've been bringing it out in the iconic Castlevania Symphony of the Night with the thrilling title Fighting a Belmont. If you love classic games and casual playthroughs, you don't want to miss their streams. From still Symphony in the Night to unique challenges like gaining street cred to hang out with the orcs. There's always something entertaining happening. Make sure to give them a follow and join the No Dad Squad fun. Let's show them some love."
The No Dad Squad?
Yeah, I think that's like he has a tag like that on his Twitch stream.
Oh.
Well, welcome in, Two Heel. And sorry for outing you like that. We're just speculating, like, why did I get this alert, but I didn't get the sub alert? Alright, I'm not seeing anything.
The 4 on the top.
This
Very
4?
top.
1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, you're right. Why is the TTS not working? Hang on.
Hey everyone, let's
Oh,
give a
God,
huge
it's
shout
gonna
out
do
to
this whole thing,
Heel.
Fart.
They've been battling it out in the iconic Castlevania Symphony of the Night with the thrilling title Fightin' a Belmont. If you love classic games and casual playthroughs, you don't want to miss their streams. From still Symphony in the Night to unique challenges like gaining street cred to hang with the orcs, there's always something entertaining happening. Make sure to give them a follow and join the No Dad Squad fun. Let's show them some love.
It is an inside joke between myself and Anotherm. It's been there for years and haven't bothered to change the No Dad Squad tag.
Oh.
Top clips at https://twitchtracker.com. Two Heel clip.
Man Harmony Bot is Flava Flav levels of hype, man.
I know. She's like
It was
really
me.
excited about you.
Yeah. What is this 3 next to? I guess it's not next to anything.
Right there. Yeah.
Jubilee, how do you feel about religious imagery in video games?
Well, that's a great question. So, I'm not keen on, like,
What's good?
religious...
Everyone doing all right.
Mhm.
The flu ran through the crew at work, so I haven't been able to do
Yeah.
much.
Well, that sounds lovely.
I heard that the flu apparently is like there's a coincidence going on this around, I guess mainly last month, so it bleeds out into a little bit of this month of flu and COVID and something else that all happened at the same time, so that lots of people are getting sick these days.
Yeah. The 5 on the left. There you go.
Bookmark on religious imagery in games.
Yeah. What what were you gonna say,
before I so rudely interrupted.
Jubilee?
Well, it just depends upon what religion, because like I read a lot into more diabolical religious imagery, I guess. Like if it looks like it's satanic, for instance, I really kind of shy away from it. But when it comes to Christian religion, it just depends upon like what.
You can barely reach from one loaf to the next.
To have difficulty living within your budget.
Look at this one guy trying to reach both loaves at the same time.
Right? He's like, it's Friday to Friday, my guy. I can't make it from one Friday to the next. If
Why is
it's
there a
religious,
flashing here? What the heck? There's like flickering
Right?
going on. Oh, it's a guy. He's playing.
It's-
This
he's
is the
playing
loot
the
guy.
lute.
Yeah, that's where the music was coming from the whole time.
The whole time.
Dude Shredder.
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of like I'm nervous about seeing Christian imagery on some stuff, because I'm not really for sure like if it's being mocking or if it's like I don't know.
Yeah. I recently played this game. I think it's called Sanctify, or it had the words like sancts and then some sort of ending. Sancticide. Oh yeah, Sancticide. That was it.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's Christian imagery. It's like it takes place in modern day times, so there's like cars and fridges and things like that. But I guess something happened. Like I was still early on in the story, so I don't know everything that happened. But I guess something happened so that you're supposed to turn away from technology and go back, I guess, to a simpler life or something like that. And then the people who don't are sinners, and then you play as, I don't know if you're an angel or something like that. You're somebody, and then you got to go around killing the sinners, who are people who, like, for example, still rely on technology.
Okay. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah. And I don't know a lot about the stories in the Bible, so I don't know how much. Like, I don't know. I won't always know when something is a reference to something that's actually in the Bible, when something is just completely made up, for the game.
Right. So I know somebody asked me at one point in time, like, are we Christians? And you were saying that you were not, or you
That's right.
were agnostic or atheist. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm completely opposite. Like, I went through Bible college. So when you're talking about not knowing the stories in the Bible, I basically like spent 4 years of my life learning those stories. What made you decide to put the mark there?
Which one? Let me go back. So here's the one,
That one.
right?
Oh, I didn't see that one. See, this whole time I'm looking right
Okay.
at that spot. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Then the three
Okay.
here, and then this three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then the 4. And then the other 4.
I do think the concept is interesting in the game, and I don't know. And again, so I don't know how much is reference and how much is completely made up.
On these proverbs?
No, in Sanctify or Sancticide, whatever
Oh,
the
in
game is called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I was like, in these proverbs, there's like nothing that has to do with any religion. I mean, they probably are proverbs like a generalized concept of the proverb word, but they're not like from the book of Proverbs.
Right. And so I find the game interesting. So I would have liked to play it some more Sancticide to find out what happens next, right? See the story. But the
Okay.
gameplay is kind of iffy, like, so it's kind of painful to play through it. So that's the one big downside.
So now you're kind of like, should I go ahead and... Why do I feel like I have a deja vu on this moment? Like this very moment. I'm like, so in other words, you're like, should I go ahead and continue playing through and suffer through the pain of it?
Yes.
And yeah.
And so maybe I might be more motivated to play it if I had you around with me, and then you could tell me like, oh yeah, this is a reference to this thing in the Bible or whatever.
Okay.
But like, maybe the game will make you uncomfortable, and so maybe I don't want to ask you to play with me. That's
Gotcha. Sorry.
It is an interesting book. Highly recommend giving it a read through.
the Bible, you're saying?
I'm gonna say, what book are we talking about? Because Sancticide have a book to go along with it.
Yeah, the Bible, coming from a completely non-religious man.
Yeah, I have considered reading the Bible, but it's like I do have a large backlog, and it's admittedly a little bit lower on my priority list. But even like I'm not very religious, I guess, maybe like you too, Hill, but like even not being religious, like it has, the Bible has a large cultural impact, right? So it might be worth reading for that reason alone, for example.
I got a new watch, and the metal on it is making my wrist itch. And I don't think I'm allergic to the metal because it's stainless steel.
What if it's
But at
silver?
the same time, it's not. Yeah, that would be kind of weird. I'm not vampiric. No, it's stainless steel back.
That's why I
Made
read
in
it for sure.
Japan.
It was important to some of the people in my life, so I decided I should probably read it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The 5 in the middle.
This 5, oh yeah. I feel like, is it the pressure of the watch maybe? Because like I have a watch which is like, it's just rubber or plastic or whatever the wristband they make them out of these days. And when I wear it too tight, I do get like, and then when I say too tight, it's like it's not even that tight, it's just a little bit tight. I do get these like these red marks right around my wrist that are like the exact outline of the wristwatch band, like with the little circles and all that.
Yeah, that might be what it is, because it's like not really. I mean, it's not really tight, but it is like almost just perfect for my wrist. And so there's no give to it. The metal doesn't have any of that like stretchiness to it. It's just right on my wrist. That could be what it is.
Or maybe you're a vampire and you didn't know it until now.
Stop telling on me. The whole time I've been trying to like hide it from people. Oh, whoops, I just put it on upside down. I took it off to scratch my wrist and I just put it back on The 6 right there. Yeah, good job.
There is a person on TikTok I follow who talks about the Bible a lot. He's Dan McLean, I think is his name. I might be misremembering. He's a scholar of the Bible, and I think he's Mormon is his religion. But he talks a lot of, like, he tries to correct misconceptions people have about the Bible.
2 that you were just on.
A 2? Oh yeah.
That's a good person to be following.
Well, for example, he talks about how people univocality of the Bible, how people overestimate it. I guess he says it's not univocal. Is that the word?
Unequivocal?
No, I think what he's trying to say is like the belief that it's one written by one voice, like the Word of God, for example. And he's saying it's pretty clearly written by multiple different authors.
Yeah, it was written by different authors, but spanning a significant period of time where they could have contradicted each other, and they don't. And archaeology is actually discovering a lot of things that people were like, there's absolutely no way that this could have happened because of this. And then archaeology is pulling up stuff from underground, and they're like, actually, yeah, it's really happened. The 5 that's on the top left corner of that blob that's already worked on. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
The one to the left. Yeah. You got it, and it was 10 seconds. I should have shut up.
But so, like, he'll go into like the Greek or the Hebrew versions of the Bible, like the quote unquote originals, right? So when he says, like, when people think that the Bible says this, we can look at the original Greek, for example, and then he talks about the grammar of how Greek was, and then he says from this you can infer things like whether we're talking about a direct object or indirect object grammatically, and how that informs how you can interpret what the Bible must have meant in that sentence. That might be more ambiguous in the English version. Things like that.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting.
A lot of fun.
So that's why
I've never gotten into that in depth of studies. I didn't like learn Greek or Hebrew or anything like that, but I do have a Strong's Concordance that does a lot of that, looking up that kind of stuff for me, and it's fun to get into some of that. Like, what was the exact reasoning for writing this, or what's the background for writing that? That lute player is just looting his heart out.
searching for the hatchet.
To try to find an excuse.
And you see this guy, right? He's like, it's right here. He's pointing at it.
I'm getting ready to like stab somebody with it, or hatchet somebody with it. Oh, the 5 on the bottom corner. Good job.
Thank you. See, but there's nothing else in the entire region.
Nothing else
Yeah.
at all,
What was 3?
other than the 3.
But nothing else other than that 3.
And then the 7 right above it.
Yeah, but nothing other than that.
And then that 3.
But besides that, nothing else. Oh,
It's a miracle.
is there any significance to the number 1111, like in Christianity? Because like 666 is the most famous number, I guess, that's related to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
But what about 1111?
That has no significance,
Okay.
to my knowledge.
Because I
The
played
3 on the bottom.
another game that has like some religious imagery, and so they use that number a lot, and I was wondering, is that a significant number that, and I'm unaware of it from the Bible or wherever.
No, so some of the numbers that are in most religious context, of course, 666, because that's the mark of the beast, the number of the beast. 7 is a very significant number. It's a divine number. A lot of people say that that's the number of God. And then the number 3 is a number that's very significant for the Trinity. And the number 12, because of the 12 tribes of Judah, the 12 pillars of the church, the 12 families that make up the tribes of Israel. So 12 is, I think 12 is also the number of stones that are in the pillars or the walls of Jasper in heaven. But 1111 is not a significant number that I'm aware of.
Okay. I can't find anything else in this entire region.
Nothing else. You're right, me either. Can you go up a bit? Oh, wait. Go back down. Because that's the reason why you can't find anything else. If you look at the 3 that's grayed out already.
Oh.
Like 5 above you. Yeah. Whoa. What are you doing?
I'm going back far enough that I'm confident that there's no mistakes anymore.
Okay.
It's just like around here. Now what? This 3 is good.
Yeah.
This 4 is good. This 1 is good. This 3 is good. This...
There you go. Now the 3 on the bottom. Okay, and now here's where we were at. So like the 5, there you go.
I feel like the storm's over, by the way. Like I haven't heard any winds for a long time now, I feel like.
Now that you mention it, I haven't either.
So we could have just finished that game after all.
Well, now I'm gonna have to look and see, because your gale force winds were supposed to be going on through like tomorrow.
Yep, till 7 a.m. or whatever it was.
Yeah, dude, I saw that PDX had tornado warnings, which is wild.
But it's gone now, maybe. At least here. I don't know about elsewhere in the Pacific Northwest, but I'm not hearing any winds anymore.
I was gonna say that thing that looked like a hurricane is still there. It's still heading towards you. So maybe you're in the eye of the storm and you're about to get a bunch of rain. Yeah. You're at 100% rain.
Take your word for
which
it.
Which means you will be getting rain.
Yep, there's not a single derivation we can make in this entire grid.
Let me see what we've got going on here again.
Actually, I guess we can derive this. Because this 7 has 2 empties here, which means that this 7's 2 empties are all spoken for, so everything else that 7 sees is lit.
Okay. Sounds like a great derivation. Okay, and then above that, you see the 3 that is touching 3 lit already. Nope, to the left. Oh, there you go. And the 2. Yeah, that 4. Oh, so it does turn the colors dark even if it's already a lighter color. Like you don't have to undo it and then...
Well, I can override, right? Like if I say, oh, this was a mistake, I can change it to this.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't tell me if I've made a mistake.
Yeah, I thought you had to undo it to blue first and then go back to the other color. That's kind of a bummer, because then you might accidentally, like, slip of the mouse like you just did.
Yep. But I mean, most games, like, something quote-unquote bad happens if you slip the mouse, so it's not a big deal.
Okay. The one on the top left?
The one? This one? No, top left. Okay, here. And that's it. That's as far as you can go on this section of the grid, obviously, because there's nothing else you can infer from any of this.
No. Even from the 6 at the top left corner, or the top left area of what you're...
This 6 here.
Yeah. But other than that, you can't infer anything.
Nope, something went wrong. What did I do? This is not right. Okay.
Yeah, but the one above, there you go.
And that's it. That's all that can be inferred from here.
Mm-hmm.
Spilled porridge cannot be scraped up again.
Once something is done, it cannot be undone. Compared to Don't Cry or Spilt Milk.
That reminds me, remember that Russian game we played? Like, you have a little sister or something like that. And then she keeps spilling the food on the floor, and you have to keep eating the food off the floor because she's so clumsy.
Yeah, and then she died.
She didn't die. Yeah, I don't think she ever died in her playthrough.
Oh. Maybe I don't remember the game then.
It's like Nixa, something like that. Cain and Nixa. Nika. This one.
Yeah.
She doesn't
I thought
die.
she died.
No. Did she die? I don't remember her dying. All I remember is like... like everybody loves it when you lick their feet or something like that, right? Like, because you did it to your sister and then you did it to this shopkeep and then... It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I think she ended up dying because she didn't have like any food.
I thought the two brothers or whoever it was, like, we had to trade them the gas mask for the food. But like, but we did the trade, like, so she didn't die, I thought.
But we traded only a gas mask.
Yeah, so then the guy, like, one of the two brothers beat the shit out of us, right? But
somebody died.
Okay, I don't remember.
There was a flower I thought there was a flower left on the pillow at the end.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah, that's what I don't. Anyway.
Anyway, when it says like,
remember that, yes,
you can't scrape the porridge off the floor, that's what it reminds you of, because like, you definitely can, and we did.
We did, because they were starving.
Yep.
The 4.
Which 4? Oh, this 4.
Or on the bottom corner. Yeah, there. And no, Dark Lord can't tell me that I can't tell you. Sometimes I wonder if he's really there or if he just has like one tab open and he hears his name being mentioned and he like appears like the Lord of Darkness.
Yeah, Jubbles, gotta wait the 7 seconds.
Exactly.
When are you gonna start streaming again, Jubals?
So my plan was to start streaming. Exactly. My plan was to start streaming in January, like start over a new year. But then my computer decided to be stupid, and like now it's actually being nice. I'm finally figuring out that my VODs were being saved to the C drive instead of to
Yeah,
the
Jubbles.
external.
When are you streaming?
Yeah. Instead of the external hard drive. And so now that my computer is actually staying on and not hard crashing, I think I might be able to start streaming again. But I'm not going to make any definite answers of when until all this stuff with work has finally like resolved itself, which should be pretty soon. I mean, I've basically been given like my last day is Friday for that job, but there's also just going to be like the repercussions of trying to get everything corrected, you know. I don't know. What's the bottom right corner? Is that part of this area?
2 and 3.
But that's part of this area that we're working on right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also this whole section that's apparently done, but I guess assuming it's correct, we only care about this, the 3 basically.
From there over. Okay.
Yeah. But what if that whole section isn't correct? What if there's a mistake somewhere in there?
So the 3 that's on the top, right, like right smack in the middle, that one.
Is that right? Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, here comes the lootist again. Wow, I got the whole bottom right.
Oh, this
corner.
is filled in? I thought this was the blue of the not filled in. Where is this region? I think it's too big to fit on one street. Yeah, so we're gonna have to look at.
No, we're good. We got this. We got this.
No, I'm saying I can't show the whole thing at the same time, so we're gonna have to start at the corner.
Gotcha. I thought you were saying, well, we're done. It's not enough. It's too much to show on one stream.
On one screen.
Okie dokie.
Now, speaking of us being done, we have been streaming for 3 hours, so we should probably end soon anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of sleepy myself, even though I'm normally not, like, saying that I'm sleepy.
Plus, you can't wait to try out your I was gonna say vibrator, your massager.
Don't tell everybody I've got a vibrator, top left corner, the 4 up there.
You're looking for more foreplay again, right?
Yeah.
Is this 5? Yeah, it is.
Wow. Wow.
Well, what 5 play?
You guys weren't here if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, you guys, I said that I got a package in the mail, and it was a massager.
Quote-unquote massager, yes.
It's a massager. It's one of those ones you put on your neck, and it, like, heats up, and it's a shiatsu massager. And then, yeah, it just came in when we started, like, right when we started stream. I'm like, it's here. I've been waiting for it forever. 6, top right corner. Yeah, that one right there. Telling everybody I got a vibrator.
Well, it vibrates, right?
I don't know.
Surely it does.
I mean, I don't know that it does.
It must.
I know that it rotates. Let me see if I can find the exact
Here, I found
model.
it. Here's the exact model.
Yeah, the top left corner one. Well, now it's moved.
But it probably is still this thing, basically. Or maybe this one, I mean. This one has
It's
a little
the
blue
fourth
trim
one
on
over.
it. This one?
$59.99, yeah. See? It doesn't say that that it vibrates. It rotates.
It definitely does. Where? How do I go back to that thing I was just looking at? Gosh darn it. Go back. Oh yeah, you're right.
Uh-huh.
I thought this was like
Yeah.
the vibrations lines, but it's a rotation line. But I mean, surely it does.
Uh-huh.
Like, because almost all machines vibrate as part of their functioning.
No, not all machines vibrate.
Almost all machines do. Like, if do you like?
Almost.
Yeah, if
but
you do you hear a sound? Because sounds are vibrations in the air caused
Oh
by
my
vibration of the
goodness.
machine. Like, unless your machine is
No.
silent, it's vibrating.
It's silent. I mean, it might be silent. I don't know. I haven't turned it on yet. I'm gonna go try it out here in a little bit. It just rotates. Look at it. Doesn't it look amazing? Like, I
But, like,
really want to just
by rotating it.
I'm just gonna end stream and leave you by.
If a machine rotates, it almost certainly vibrates. Like, it's extremely difficult. Like, I'm talking about NASA level engineering to make a machine that rotates but doesn't vibrate.
Maybe it's NASA level engineering. See?
Well, it wouldn't be
Power on
$59.99
and
then.
off. Direction button. Speed level. So it's just rotating. And then the heat. See? See? Quiet working status. There you go. It won't even wake the sleeping baby. Look at that baby. Just sleeping there. Yep.
Or is it telling you like make sure the baby's asleep before you start using your vibrator?
No. Nothing like that. Look at all that it can be used for. It does not say anything.
Well, kneading is a form of vibration.
Oh my goodness. It's just a rotation.
Yeah, and rotations like almost inexorably lead to vibration. Like the chains on a bicycle vibrate, for example.
That's because the bike's going up and down.
Well, okay, think of a machine with a chain that doesn't go up and down, like something that doesn't go up and down. That chain is vibrating because you can hear it.
I'll tell you after I try it the first time if I can hear it or not.
All right. But even if you can't hear it, it's probably still vibrating. It just means you're not sensitive enough in your hearing.
My hearing is horrible.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that this is an experiment that falsifies in one direction but not the other.
Ah, okay. So in other words, no matter whether I hear it or not, it's still vibrating.
No, what I mean is if you hear it, then that means it's vibrating. If you don't hear it, then we don't know.
Ah.
It's like I don't know, like if you're trying to predict whether or not this 5? No, this 5?
Nope, that 5.
Trying to predict whether the sun will rise tomorrow, right? Like if it doesn't rise, then you realize, oh, so the sun doesn't always rise tomorrow. But if it does rise tomorrow, then you're not sure. Maybe for now it's rising, but it won't rise next time.
Wow. That's like a whole nother concept of... Is that what you read in The Emperor's New Brain?
I don't think that he covers that. But he does cover like concept of logic in general, so he may have talked about that sort of stuff. He probably talks about science, so he may have talked about falsifiability and things like that.
Maybe you need to suggest that book to 8-Bit.
I have talked about the book on the past.
Oh.
On the stream.
The 5 that you're just at. Yeah.
Maybe you should read that book, Ghibli.
Maybe I should read that book out loud to people and put everybody to sleep.
Yeah, you're gonna need to, like, it can't just be audio though, because there's lots of diagrams in the book, so you're gonna have to stream it with I don't know if you're gonna have a PDF or what, but you have to show the diagrams sometimes probably, or else you have to describe them somehow, but it might be difficult.
Mm-hmm. I usually pull the Kindle book up while I'm streaming, so it's always on screen while I'm reading, just in case some people like to read along.
Yeah.
Or I just put people to sleep. So it doesn't matter what I read. I could be reading the back of a cracker box. Like, I was actually in the middle of, like, talking to Dark Lord once. Like, in the middle of, like, actually physically talking to him. Like, talking to him. We were standing there talking to each other. And he, like, fell asleep. It was, like, narcoleptic. You might not remember it. Because he fell asleep. He's gonna cry foul. If he's still here.
I do fall asleep for sure.
See? You even admitted it. The 4 on the right. Always the 4, right there.
They always asking for more foreplay.
And then there was a 5. And then there's a 7. Yeah, right there. That 7. Mm-hmm.
You never, I never.
You're not going to use it just on purpose.
No, I because I was going through a revelation in my head. Which is that so in Japanese there's term like in English when we have a group of people having sex, you call it like a threesome, a foursome, a fivesome, and so on, right?
Wow, this is where your mind went.
And in Japanese, it's called foreplay, 5-play, 6-play, and I didn't make the connection of foreplay as in 4 people having sex and like the seductive precursor to sex, as it's used in English, the term.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so it just hit me where I was like, oh, there's a coincidental, like 2 different meanings of the term. And it's spelled differently, right? Foreplay, like versus...
Or F-O-R-E or F-O-U-R. Yeah.
Yeah.
Foreplay versus foreplay.
There we go.
Yeah. The 3 right there. The 4 right beside it. The 3 in the corner. I'm just glad that you're not here, because then you're not going to be able to throw anything at me.
3 in the corner is a meme in the cryptic crossword puzzle. No, what's it called? There's a YouTube channel. Cryptic something is called. Cracking the Cryptic, that's what's called. Where they do puzzle games like Sudoku and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Like they originally
So
did cryptic crosswords, so that's why it's called Cracking the Cryptic. But they've since moved on more to Sudoku and that style of puzzle, I feel like. And saying and 3, there's a 3 in the corner is a meme apparently in that community.
I can't believe it.
To the point
Probably had
where
something to do with having a 3 in the corner.
Yeah, to the point where so they have their own website for solving Sudokus, like ctc-app.com or something like CTC Cracking the Cryptic, where if there's a 3 in the corner, like it's for Sudoku, right? So you're putting in the numbers, and if you put a 3 in the corner, fireworks will go off in the in
how
the app.
funny.
Yeah.
It's an app?
Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Hang on, let's see. CTC. Where is it? Cracking the Cryptic app.
Are you saying Kraken as in like
Cracking, like
Oh.
solving a puzzle.
Okay. Wow.
So here's my puzzle, right? My Sudoku puzzle, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work. Let me put 3 there. It didn't work. Oh wait, there we go. There, and then the fireworks go
there
off.
it goes. Yeah.
But if you put like some other number, it doesn't work. Because 3 in the corner is a meme for these people. And this is the YouTube channel. This guy, the Miracle Sudoku. And this guy, like he'll be solving the puzzle, right? And then when, because the thing is, these are user submitted puzzles sometimes, so they'll intentionally make a puzzle where there's a 3 in the corner, right? And then when there is a 3 in the corner, he'll get all excited. It's like, oh, yeah. And then the fireworks will play and everything, and yeah. Anyway.
You see the 2?
And that's it. You can never solve, never make any progress beyond this point.
None whatsoever. That's quite a bit of progress past the non-progress progress.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any progress.
None. None whatsoever. Wow, it gets just really quiet. Did you turn your microphone off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it hydrate time?
No one redeemed it.
Somebody redeem hydrate so that Nebu will take a drink of something. Because I'm not in chat.
How dare you not be in chat?
I know. You're doing great.
Thank you.
I don't think you're going to need my help at all. Whole rest of the way, you got this whole thing. Wait, stop. Stop. Those last two that you just did.
So this guy.
Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never mind, you're good. Continue. I didn't see the other side. I was like, wait. See? You didn't need my help at all.
Jubilee, did you read the articles I sent you, the blog posts?
Which ones are you pertaining to?
The ones where I said you should read these 8 blog posts.
I don't know if I did or I don't think so.
Yeah.
There were some. Well, the reason I'm saying that is there were some videos that I watched that you'd sent me, but I don't remember reading blog posts.
I sent you videos. I don't remember that. I mean, I probably did, but I don't remember.
Like YouTube videos, one that had to do with a candle. Hold on.
A candle?
Hold on. Maybe it wasn't you. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think it's me.
Hold on.
I'm looking at our chat. I'm looking at Discord. So the most recent thing is I called you on Discord, right? That's what we're on right now.
Yeah.
You go up a little bit, there's my schedule.
Okay.
You go up
And
a
then
little
one
more
above it,
is the...
It says the great story begins with a spark.
Yeah.
So that's where I was thinking candle.
Okay. So that's the thing about how to write stories. Yeah, it's saying you have to have a moment that grabs the attention. So like, why is the hero doing anything at all? Like, why do we care? That's
Right.
And then above that, it says I recommend reading these 8 articles. The 8 articles in the series.
So, you know, I didn't see that, but if you continue up past the next, you had like a YouTube video, Nebu's villain arc, and then another, like another thing, and then another YouTube. Was there another YouTube video above that?
I don't know, but I'm talking about the 8 articles, so I guess you didn't read them. It's basically
there's the other. No, I did not. No.
Okay. Well, I still recommend that you read them.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even see the message above it when you were asking about the thing with the thing.
Yeah, the thing with the thing was. Let me scroll. What are you even talking about? Oh yeah, no, you did see that because you answered me.
Oh yeah.
Like
okay,
in stream or something like that. Oops.
Remember,
what did I do?
My brain is not remembering some things for some reason. I don't know.
I think most people forget a lot of stuff and they don't realize that they're forgetting a lot of stuff. Like it happens and they don't know that's happening. And here I'm like quote unquote confronting you with it, right? So you are realizing that's happening. But
yeah,
the amount that you're forgetting. Yeah, but the amount you're forgetting is not like a weird amount. I think most people forget this amount, but they just don't realize it. So the only reason it's surprising to you is because now you're realizing it, whereas most people don't.
Yeah. Stop confronting me with stuff like that. Like I don't want to be confronted.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just kidding. You're fine. No, I've also like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and I was like, I feel like I'm losing my mind, not like in the way of like going crazy
Yedgeables.
or anything, but
Why are
it
you
was
forgetting
bad.
stuff?
Thanks, I'm trying to tell you. But I feel like because of the amount of stress that I've been under with my job here recently, that I know that stress causes memory loss, and I'm hoping that it's going to be kind of resolved once all of this is done with. But I've been taking memory pills. They're pretty expensive. It's not the Prevagen or whatever that one is, but it's like they're made out of jellyfish something or other,
Okay.
and they're supposed to help with cognizant issues. And right at the moment my brain's not functioning as well. I'm like, it's something to do with memory.
Okay.
Obviously they're working great because I can't remember what they're about, but I've been taking some of those.
Okay.
Because I have noticed that I've gotten some.
I'm skeptical about those pills just because I don't think we know enough about brains to know what would act as a good supplement yet.
Mm-hmm.
Casting roses before swine.
To waste effort on the unworthy. Also casting pearls before swine, which is biblical.
Yeah, I've heard that one. I never heard the rose one.
No, yeah, neither.
There's a research project that I volunteer for, which is related to Alzheimer's and so memory studies and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, they just ask you to do these memory games, and just record your score over time, so they can like see for demographics, like male, female, in different ages, how different people perform.
Okay.
And the most recent score I had was like pretty bad relative to before. Like so I'm like, oh no, I'm going through cognitive decline. But maybe it's an outlier, and then maybe the next one I do will be better. The pig is stabbed through the belly.
A foregone conclusion, or what is done cannot be undone.
See this guy's face? He's like, can you believe it?
And then look at that poor pig being stabbed through the belly. Well, it's actually stabbed through the belly. I mean, it's not just like stabbed into the belly. It's going through it, kind of like it's sewing it.
Yeah.
With a knife. Okay, so now you're concerned about like a cognitive decline.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just one test result, so I'm not super concerned, but I am a little concerned because I took pride on my scores being like pretty high, and then I did this one, and then the score is low, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But if you like,
I'll move it around because the 4 on the top.
This 4.
Yeah.
But if you like, I'll send you a link to it, and then you can use it to self-monitor your to see if there's like a decline, an improvement, or what
things I should be aware of. Yeah, that would be great. So is it like, I know it's a study that you have volunteered for, but is it something that I can be able to do just without volunteering?
Well, I mean,
5 on the top.
So it's just you play web games that last 5 to 15 minutes. Like I'll say at the beginning, like this test lasts 5 minutes approximately, and you click on it, and they'll do things like, we're going to show you, like one of them is they show you 50 pictures, like a picture of an apple, a picture of a teddy bear, a picture. They show 50 pictures, and then at the end they show you 2 of those pictures and say which one came first.
Oh. I would probably suck really bad on those games.
Well, most people suck at those games. Like, most people don't do well, right? So the question isn't like, are you going to get all, can you remember the order of 50 elements, which is very difficult, right? That's like memorizing a deck of cards, basically, 52 cards.
Right.
The question is like, how are you compared to your demographic, right? Like to other people your age, or for example.
Oh, okay. It's interesting. Okay. The 5 on the top still. Yeah, that one.
But let's stop here because we just did this huge zone that I forgot where it was, but somewhere we just did a huge zone, right? So let's end here.
But it's like right there. There's a 7. There's 2 7s right on top of each other.
Yeah, and we can do them next time, right?
Okay.
They'll still be there next week or whenever next time we play this.
Very true. What time? Oh, it's about time for us to go to bed. Alrighty. Well, thank you for having me on your stream.
Thank you, Jubilee, for voicing. I forgot her name. Rebecca? Whoever it was. Morgan, yeah.
Alright, bye.
Let me do the cat parade. Interact, play.
GG's, thanks for the stream.
Thank you to Heal, and thank you for the sub as well, which for whatever reason never got announced in the stream. My regular schedule, top left corner of the screen. We played, what did we play? So we played Of the Devil for a little bit, but then my stream crashed, so we panicked because we thought there was going to be a huge hurricane. We as in Jubilee and I. So we switched over to Proverbs for a bit. But I guess we'll schedule Of the Devil for next week, maybe? We'll see. My regular schedule, top left corner of the screen, every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. That's about 1 hour, 47 minutes ago in your time zone. We got the Steph's Thursday stream, where we play puzzle games, hidden object games, that sort of stuff with my co-host Stephanie.
I guess I will go to sleep now. Thanks, Jibbles. See you, Nebby.
Thank you, Dark Lord. See you later. Every Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's about 3 hours, 17 minutes ago in your time zone. We got the solo Saturday stream, where I play random games for my review queue. We got the Discord. Join the Discord for updates to the schedule and any announcements for off-schedule streams. Let's see, where is my freaking schedule? Here it is. So today is Monday. So tomorrow, Tuesday, we're playing Benign Land with Jansui Oyami. Wednesday, we're playing Stardew Valley with Crookie Quacker. Thursday, we're playing Pears in Peril with Steph. Friday, we're playing Cave Digger 2. And then Saturday, we're playing Long Winter. So look forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. And yeah, I think that's it. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the Cat Parade, and I'll look for someone to raid.